What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, back with more Planet Coaster 2 content, speculation, and discussion. So, anyways, today's video, I wanted to talk about what we might see at Gamescom. Obviously, we're going to be seeing the same build that they showed off in the gameplay from the Last Frontier Unlocked stream. That is going to be the Gamescom build that the players will be able to mess around with and have fun with. Now, we're going to have, unlike the devs that were in control of that, we're going to have people being able to basically dissect all the tools and do everything that they did not show off during that stream, because there's a few buttons here and there and a few tools that were just like, hey, can we see what that is? Could you show us what this is? You know, we were so curious, and they kept everything a little bit under wraps and a little bit quiet, shush. But now that we're gonna have players, actual people playing the game, we're going to get more information about what we're going to be able to do in this game, at least in this development build that they have prepared for Gamescom. Now, obviously, they're only going to include stuff in this build that they want us to see, so it's not going to be the final game, so we need to keep in mind that not everything's going to be in the game in this build. There's going to be things missing from the final product, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. But, however, we can dissect a lot of things from this game, or from this build, such as the coaster builder, the path builder, or the path tool, and maybe some scenery or flat rides and coaster types that we may not have seen in the live stream potentially. We saw most of what was going to be in that build, and it was very limited. I think there was the B&M Surf coaster, the floorless coaster, the Vekoma looping coaster, a few others, maybe some other flat rides as well, but like there wasn't a whole lot that we were able to see, at least in that build. I don't think there's going to be everything in that build right away, so I think we're going to be able to see the coaster builder, and the path tool is the most prominent things we're going to see. I think a lot of people will also talk about how the scaling works and editing the coaster trains as well, because that's probably what I'd be doing, is seeing how all that works out. But I would also be doing, I would probably mainly be in the coaster builder of what we can do with the coaster builder, obviously. And is the coaster builder going to be different from Planet Coaster 1? That's what a lot of people are curious of. A lot of people are actually speculating that it might be a node-based system over what we had last in Planet Coaster 1. Or that it's an upgraded version of what we got before. I personally think it's going to be an upgraded version of what we got before, with just some new tools and smoothing options that will make the coaster builder a lot better. I don't think it's going to be a node-based system. Maybe they'll have an option for one or the other. I'm not sure. That could be on the table as well. But I think personally that it is going to be the same, except that potentially, if they listen to the fans over this situation, I think they would definitely have like some sort of continuous roll heartlining feature where we can actually heartline a little bit easier, or have the banking offset to where the smoothing tool is not going to get rid of the offset, which would create our heartlining. So hopefully maybe they just updated the smoothing tool at the very least to where it doesn't get rid of that heartlining in our coasters, and hopefully that will be that, at the very least anyways. Now, as for a node-based system, I'm kind of probably in the minority here. I really don't care for the node-based system. I know it's more realistic and everything like that, but I like the coaster builder in Planet Coaster 1 the way it is personally, and if it switched to a node-based system, I would obviously be fine with it, whatever, because that's the majority of what people want. But I think it'd be nice to have the option to do one or the other for the casual gamers, because node-based systems, or the node-based builder is going to be a lot more complicated than the regular builder when it comes to like casual players and everything. Now, so that's why I think it is would be a kind of a cool option to have both, but at the same time, that's probably not going to happen, and it's probably just going to be one or the other. But I think it's going to just be an improved version of the first coaster builder, in my opinion. Whether you maybe maybe it might be node based, but we'll see. But enough of that. What else will we see in the Gamescom? So I think we're obviously going to get another deep dive either during Gamescom or the Frontier Unlock stream following directly after, a couple days later, because obviously the Unlock stream will be on the 28th, because that's the last Wednesday of the month, and then they could potentially, they're going to be streaming during Gamescom as well. I'm not entirely sure what day. I don't know if they've released that information of what day they're going to be streaming, but I'd imagine we'll be seeing some more Planet Coaster footage, Planet Coaster 2 footage during that as well. So this build, again, I think will allow us to be able to see the coaster builder, the path tools, and maybe some of the scenery, rides, coasters, and stalls. And also, we might as well also get more information and more in depth on how to create flumes in the water parks as well. So I think we'll get some gameplay footage of them creating actual slides in the water parks and stuff like that. I think that's going to be something that will be revealed as well, something we haven't seen yet. We've seen them in action, but we haven't seen the builder for it, which I'm assuming is going to be very similar to Coaster Builder, where you just do like the piece-by-piece building and for the slides as well. Now, if the Coaster Builder is a node-based system, would we get a node-based system in the slides as well? I think it would be. I think it would be whatever the Coaster Builder is, basically, except you're just using slides. Basically, kind of like how we had tracked rides and water rides and everything in the original Planet Coaster. Is a very similar system to how the Coaster Builder worked, and I think they're all going to stay kind of uniform of how they work in that regard. So I think if we have a slide builder, it's going to be the same as the Coaster Builder when it comes to like piece-by-piece building or node-based or whatever it's going to be. Now, another thing I'm very curious of is, do the water slides have to connect to a pool, or can you end them with like an ending section? That's one thing, because people didn't see any ending sections. They all ended in pools, and I hope there's an option for one or the other, or both, obviously, because I think there obviously are slides that end in pools, and that is not an unrealistic thing, but to not have the other option as well, I think would be kind of a downside. But so if you're creating a slide, will there be collision, or be like a will it not allow you to end the slide unless there's a pool at the end? So like if I wanted to create a death slide, basically, that doesn't end in a pool and maybe ends on a pathway or something, and maybe the guests fly into a pathway or something, I don't know. Maybe that's an option, I don't know. I think it'd be a lot of fun and really funny to lead these slides into wherever you want. I think it'd be kind of funny and fun for those people that like to make the death parks and for fun stuff like that. But anyways, I think, yeah, we're going to see slides, we're going to see Coaster Builder, Slide Builder, Pool Editor as well. That's another thing. I think we'll see someone building a pool from scratch. I think that's something that we haven't seen yet. So, and I think we might even see how blueprints are going to work when it comes to like saving pools, paths, and stuff like that, since pathways can now be included in blueprints, which is kind of cool, because that opens up the possibility potentially of us saving blueprints of like an entire section of a park potentially. So like I'm not sure if you could save a blueprint with multiple rides. I think you can in Planet Coaster 1. I'm not entirely sure if I remember or not, but if you could save multiple rides and everything, you could actually like plop down an entire themed area through the blueprints, as long as it's within the build parameters. Obviously, I think Planet Coaster 1 was 4,000 pieces. Maybe it will be upped in Planet Coaster 2 potentially. We would have to wait. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, so I think we're going to find some of these things out. Again, we'll be seeing have some more flat rides confirmed, coaster types confirmed, and obviously how the Coaster Builder will work as well. And I think we also got to remember that this is a development build and things are subject to change, so things in the builders could be different by launch as well, so depending on their feedback from Gamescom. So they might get some feedback on how the Coaster Builder works, and maybe they change it for the better by time the launch happens, because they still have a few months to make whatever changes they want, and maybe that's a good thing for they want to get that feedback from Gamescom from the people that are going to be playing this game. So It's very, very good for them to get that feedback so they can start working on any changes they need to make for the final release of the game. Which I think is very important. So anyways, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section, what you think about what we're going to see at Gamescom, what is going to come out in the deep dive. So basically my idea is what we're getting, what we're going to find out during Gamescom, and what people are going to be able to experience, because obviously they're going to be able to experience, and we're going to get all that info on all of those things that I just mentioned in this video. So anyways, let me know in the comment section. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and goodbye.